because certain books have certain content that they don't want their kids to like learn, I guess.
I really don't feel that it's right to deny literature or information of any kind, regardless of how scandalous or against one's ideas they think they are, because they do exist, and to not acknowledge them or to not allow them to exist is a denial of reality.
No. And I'll tell you why. Because every child should be free to make their own decision.
I think overall, kids have, if they want to read a book, they're going to read it. So
I think up to a certain age, parents should have some say on perhaps material that their kids get to see, but overall I think you probably should trust the school to make the decision of what's best for a student.
I feel that they both have their places, and you need to be able to balance and understand where the purpose and the point for each of them, because fiction engages your mind in a way that nonfiction doesn't, but the same can be said for nonfiction.
Nonfiction, because it's true stuff, right?
Is there choice C, all of the above? I mean, like, I think you can get, there's obviously nonfiction in terms of education, but fiction encourages creative thinking and creative problem solving and expands people's abilities to think. So I think both of them are equally important towards education.
Truthfully, I think nonfiction is, because it means it's facts about the real world and what happens in it. Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay, fiction definitely is not a waste of time, because again, it's applicable to your own personal life, whether or not it's 100% nonfiction, like biographies, but sometimes truth is stranger than fiction, and so I think that the nonfiction books are just as relevant as fiction.
Yeah, I mean, Shakespeare wrote a ton of poetry, and all his stuff is solid, so.
Absolutely, poetry is literature. It is the song in your heart and needs to be expressed.
Yes. It's as much in depth as any other length of art.
I think certain types of poetry certainly should. So epic poetry, like the Iliad or the Odyssey, stuff like that, is definitely literature. Maybe your shorter poems or something like that. I mean, yes, they're still literature, they're just in a shorter format.
One of my favorite books that I read when I was 10 years old, and I've read it 3 or 4 times just because it's fun. It's not a difficult book, but it's called Rascal. It's by Sterling North.
Oh my gosh, I love literature, and I read a lot because I feel that it applies to your real life. And so with any books that I read, I put myself in that situation. So even before it was a series, The Divergent really struck a chord in me, because I was going, oh, okay, well, so where would I belong? So I take it really personally, and I like to read.
It's a hard one. It's whatever book I read last, probably. Because I don't really have, it's kind of like your favorite breath. It's whichever one gets you to the next one. So it's just something to do.
Why read? Because if you don't read, you're going to let your brain die.
To learn, and it's educational and entertaining. Yeah, I was going to say it takes your imagination places.
People that don't read aren't very intelligent, generally, as a statement. It's true, though. Their vocabulary is definitely subpar. Yeah, I mean, reading is really, really important.
Because they help me to do stuff.
I've always been an avid reader. I enjoy reading. I think that people that read tend to have better vocabulary and writing skills.
Because it's good for you.
Why read? Okay. Why think? Why speak? Why act? Reading is speaking inside of your head and again applying it to your life and making choices. So all the time that you read, it's like you're getting all these choices and options and things are, you're thinking, you know, you're just becoming and growing. And so when you read, you have all this input and then you are actually applying it to your own life and acting on that. And it just gives you so many more choices in life.